This episode of Top Shelf Disney Animation Studio Library is brought to you by Opal Brand Soap. Opal, clean yourself, stinky.
Hello, Internet Dwellers, and welcome back to Top Shelf Disney Animation Studios Library, the podcast where we watch old and will eventually be new Disney animation films every week. The opening changes, and I'm okay with that. Keeps me on my toes and keeps TC on his toes so he knows when to interrupt me.
That's right, and I'm interrupting now.
With absolutely no delay. That is TC DeWitt, always the great co-host, and I am the other co-host. He is my co-host. I am his co-host. That is where our bounds are.
That's right.
That's our bounds. And welcome everybody back again for another week, another episode, another movie. This week...
Another movie.
Another movie. Oh, kind of weird Austin Powers-esque voice. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the correct response.
Okay. Rough start, everyone. Rough start.
But yeah, so this week we watched the 1947. This is, what was it? This is our fourth or fifth package movie so far on the list.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, four.
Fourth. Okay. The 1947 package film, Fun and Fancy Free. Frankly, this one was I didn't know, because this is one of the ones that I had no idea existed. Didn't know the plot of it. Didn't know. I have never seen this film. Period. And was
brand spanking new for you.
Yeah, and it was actually kind of fun. I'm not gonna lie, because I didn't know if it was going to be like, Make My Music and Fantasia and all those, where there was, a dozen or so short stories that we're going to be going through. I was pleasantly surprised when I'm like, oh, it's only two. Like
only two, yeah.
It's like, I'm okay with that. I'm like, all right, that's cool. I can get on board with this, because now you have my attention for longer than a commercial on television. And
this was, I had forgotten exactly what this one has been. Unlike you, I have seen all of these movies before. Just having years ago decided to go through them all. So I had seen this one before, but completely forgot what the heck was in it. I couldn't remember that it was just two pieces. And even though it's probably been, 6 years since I've seen this, I did not remember the live action bit at all.
Oh, and you know what? The crazy thing about that was that it threw me for a loop, even though in the opening credits, I saw that they credited, the puppeteer's name, Edgar Bergen.
Yeah.
And like Charlie McCarthy, like I know who they are. I know who Charlie McCarthy is. I had a Charlie McCarthy puppet growing up.
Creepy.
Yeah, isn't it? It's slightly terrifying. He just sat in my closet. And every time I opened my door to get my clothes, he was there.
Hello, Jeff.
Yeah.
Do you want to play?
And that's exactly what he would have said, and I would have wedded myself, and then at the age of 29 would have cried. But
I'm a little upset that I just did that laugh, and I'm alone right now, so I'm
That's totally not going to be creepy later. But no, so like it was kind of like, even though I saw them in the opening credits, by the time that the live action portion came around, I completely forgot that there would be I thought maybe they were just going to be in like cartoon form. Maybe that's what they're going to do. But yeah, considering that whole like second half is half the cartoon and half live action, I kept my interest. I will say this though, that second half is hilarious. That live action footage, I love all the sarcastic comments that Charlie makes, oh man, it's some fun stuff that was happening in that second part.
So for those who may not have watched this, which we did recommend where you could watch it before this episode, but for those who might be listening who haven't seen it, the way this package film is set up, and just a reminder, package films were the films that were produced during World War II when Walt Disney Studios, A, lost a ton of manpower, and B, which I found out in researching this movie, were commissioned and essentially forced by the United States government to make propaganda films instead of the films Walt wanted to make. These package movies came out of this era. And the way Fun and Fancy Free differs from Make My Music, which is the 10 short films we saw last week, this one is Jiminy Cricket opens up in like a couple minute segment, opens up with the story of Bongo the Bear, which is a short film. Then there's a second little interlude where Jiminy goes to a party with what's his name? Edgar Bergen. Edgar Bergen and his puppets.
Yep.
And then he tells the story of Mickey and the Beanstalk, and then that's it. So you got 2 short films with 2 interludes, and that's the whole hour and 10 minutes.
And now it's fun to point out. Well, if not fun, it's noteworthy to point out because that second half, the Mickey and the Beanstalk portion, because that has been like released and has been shown on television and has been done as its own separate thing. And
I can remember seeing it before Dumbo. The VHS that I watched growing up, Mickey and the Beanstalk was first, and then Dumbo was second.
Just so it made an hour and a half film.
Anyhow, you're saying.
But no, so usually that second half, they remove Edgar Bergen and the puppets.
Oh, really?
It's not them that's narrating the story. They completely redo who's narrating it, and it's the it's the crazy like scientist duck.
I am Professor Ludwig van Drake.
Yeah, he's the one that's actually doing the whole narration.
Really?
And there's no live action. There's no Edgar Bergen. It's him just telling the tale. And there's new animation of him telling the story and then cutting into what was in this movie. And just I found a clip of it online on YouTube. I'm like, what is this? What is
interesting? I will say that live action section is so dated. That section was so, I won't say, it was off-putting in a way because it was so specifically, it was like watching, it's like, okay, I know that when this came out, this guy was probably super famous.
Right.
But right now he has no contemporary fame. This is a nobody that nobody knows. I know it's not true because you know who he is, and there's certainly
but
people.
It's a select few know who Edgar Bergen is. Yeah. More people know who Charlie McCarthy is over Edgar Bergen, and it's the puppet that he used.
I hate to say this, and you might cringe at me comparing the two, but it felt similar to the Star Wars Holiday Special. In having this very dated reference, this very dated celebrity cameo. I was like, oh god, this is like B. Arthur in the Christmas, the Star Wars Christmas.
I'm sorry, TC, I don't know what you're talking about. What is this Star Wars Christmas special? I don't think there ever was a Star Wars Christmas special. I think you're mistaken.
You know what? This is the Mandela effect happening all over again. It
you
never existed.
Watched a Golden Girls Christmas special and just assumed it was Star Wars.
There was a Star Wars commercial between episodes of the Golden Girls. I'm sorry.
I love it. Oh my goodness, that is fantastic. Yes. Man, I'm sorry. This why I can't get that mental image out of my head.
We are off the rails right now. So that aside,
what did you think about the movie? Like, what were your thoughts about this as a whole? Obviously, because we can break down the 2 different stories, but what was your general thoughts?
Well, overall, I know it's a fact, and it's very clear watching it that Bongo the Bear and Mickey and the Beanstalk easily could be their own films if they had the manpower, and they were developing both of those segments as feature films. It is clear that they could have been, and I wish they were, because there is enough story to tell in both of those segments without the narration to, instead of telling, show us. See how Mickey got the beans. See who Bongo may have had relations with, friendships. Sorry, there's a whole thing with falling in love with a bear.
Oh my goodness, there's a whole other side of that story that we just completely glossed over. Bongo and his relationships with the people.
The Disney sexuality does not come into play till the 90s. I apologize.
Yeah, come on, TC, get up with it.
But I like those segments. I like both those stories. And they leave me wanting, because I can see the ripe potential in both of those that I wish so much that they were full films unto themselves without Jiminy.
That's
without
very
the
true.
puppets.
Because like this is the first time that I've felt like that about any of these package films that we've watched. Because very much so, the package, you can tell that the stories that were being told in like the Saludos Amigos, the Three Caballeros, I guess Saludos Amigos, that works. Then even like just any of these, like they're like, well, nope, that was fine. That you told the story in the
very
3 minutes.
very much made to be in a package,
right?
Like that's. Those short films and Saludos and Three Caballeros, those work for exactly the way they were presented. Whereas Bongo and Mickey and the Beanstalk, they feel like they should have been more.
Yep. And personally, if given the choice between a feature-length Bongo or feature-length Mickey and the Beanstalk, I would choose the feature-length Mickey and the Beanstalk.
Yeah, certainly.
Just personally, because that one was a lot more fun.
Oh yeah, what's fun about that is that Mickey, Donald, and Goofy had shorts together in the past. They came up through the 30s being in shorts together, and as they kind of went off and to do their own thing, so that Goofy had his 101 shorts, I guess we can call them, and Donald had his shorts. Mickey was slowly relegated to a supporting cast member to Pluto shorts, and
even then they were generally mostly Pluto. Like it was Mickey was secondary in those shorts as well.
Yeah, and having those three reunite in a feature film would have been amazing. It's cool seeing them just in the context of their timeline through pop culture. The producers and writers and animators at Disney and the public themselves had gotten tired of Mickey Mouse. Yeah. Mickey Mouse was Walt's his baby. That was the icon of Disney, and he was not represented anymore. That's why he replaced Dopey in Fantasia. That's why he was put into development, this Mickey and the Beanstalk story, and made the hero, because Walt wanted Mickey to remain the face of Walt Disney.
And now, why do you think it was? Why do you think he started just becoming kind of like why was the general public just not enjoying Mickey anymore? Do you think it's because of just oversaturation, or hey, we just don't care, or is it because he just didn't? His character just didn't lend itself to being useful in any way, shape, or form. Like, why do you think that would even be? Is it the voice?
I would put
Is it?
We have discussed in the past that his voice could be. Well, would you really want to hear that for this long? But the voice actor who voices him in Mickey and the Beanstalk actually gives him. It's not grating. But to answer your question about why the public why people have just kind of given up on Mickey at this point, I think it's two things. One, there are better characters in Goofy and Pluto and Donald, just inherent to the characteristics of those people. That Goofy is Goofy, Donald is a hothead.
Yeah. Well, and at this point, Goofy has already been in a handful of those like you said, a handful of those 101 shorts, and has already been established, as we have previously discussed. He's already been established as the everyday man. He's the he's the everyday man. He's a father. I think in 47 they've already shown Max. Or what is it technically, Max? I'm a kid of the 80s and the 90s, so I'm used to a Goofy movie, Max and Goofy. Goof Troop, there you go. But like, I think at this point we've already got them established, or him established as that character. So whereas Mickey was just, he's just a talking mouse. That's nice, too nice.
But
that's
Mickey it's the nice. Well, I maybe it's that it isn't that he's too nice. It's that he's too plain. Mickey really represents an everyman. Goofy represents the everyman in that he's doing everyday mundane things,
right? But
in his goofy way, which is and flipping and pulling faces and running takes. And Mickey is normal. He's the everyday normal character, and that's boring, especially when you're standing next to Goofy and Donald.
Right.
I don't know if this reference will hit, but especially because it's a Disney podcast, but he's Luke Wilson standing next to Vince Vaughn and Will Ferrell in Old School, right? Right?
Wow, that's a good point.
Yeah. He's Ross next to Chandler and Joey.
That's very true. He's just the guy there. He gets a laugh in every once in a while, and people appreciate him, but he's not who the people are coming to see,
right?
Unfortunately.
And I, for the longest time, have wondered if, surely, not wonder, I know that there is a way to make Mickey the hero that Walt always wished him to be. That this, you have something like the Kingdom Hearts games, which unites those three characters if you have not played.
Right, right.
And Mickey is the hero in that, and he wields a weapon and he kicks butt, and that's makes him cool. There's the House of Mouse where he runs this club that all the fun characters cycle in and out of, and that still makes him more dull than everyone around him.
Well, it's still, either way, I really enjoyed the Mickey and the Beanstalk short.
Because it does prove that Mickey can be the clever hero. He's awesome in this. Like, Goofy and Donald are his sidekicks, and Mickey wins the day. And I would love to have seen more of that, because Mickey and the Beanstalk is a great short film.
It is, and it's so entertaining. It's so much fun. Donald gets a ridiculously creepy. Oh man, I'm sorry. Most of my notes were from Bongo that I wrote down, but the Beanstalk one, because I was just enjoying myself while watching the Beanstalk one. He gets so creepy when he's hungry, and I'm like, at what point do Mickey and Goofy? This was right before Donald cracked. I'm like, at what point do Mickey and Goofy snap and kill Donald, because he's the duck? He's the actual animal amongst the three of them.
It would never come to that, Jeff. It would never come to that.
And then when I saw like Donald grab the axe, I'm like, oh goodness, he's gonna go after Mickey. Oh no, he went after the cow. And okay, that's fine. So you three don't want to kill the cow. Let's take the cow away and sell it to somebody who's going to kill the cow. We all know that's what happened, right? Like, once they sold the cow, that cow got killed.
Of course. But you're hitting on something here, and it's that Donald has some great stuff in here.
Oh, brilliant.
His character, Donald Duck, is so developed of a personality that when he unleashes, it's in character, and it works in the dynamic of that trio. Much like Goofy, he has two like great Goofy moments in this. One, when he's singing about all the food they're going to eat.
Yep.
And he does the little bit of yodel that and his Adam's apple just punches Donald in the face.
I love that so much.
But there's another great moment with that trio that is so perfectly Goofy, and it's when the water is filling up the leaf that they're using as a rowboat, and Mickey and Donald are like bailing the water out as fast as they can, and Goofy is bailing water in.
I saw that, and I wrote that down, and I went, that is a brilliant like visual gag that goes by in like 2 seconds, and it's just done. And like I'm like, that is brilliant. That was absolutely brilliant. That was my last note I took on the Beanstalk one, because I was just enjoying it at that point.
I will say this: if anyone watched this, or if you can seek out Mickey and the Giants or Mickey and the Beanstalk, because Mickey and the Giant is a different story. If you can find this and you like it and you want more, there is this comic book series called Bone, Bone, Bone. And there are the three main characters of Bone are Phone, Phony, and Smiley Bone. And they are Mickey, Donald, and Goofy.
Really?
It starts out Mickey and the Beanstalk and turns into Lord of the Rings. It is an incredible series.
Jeez.
It's written and illustrated by Jeff Smith. I swear to you, anyone listening to this, seek it out. It is one of the finest comic book series ever made.
Oh, I recognize these characters. I was looking it up while you were describing it. I recognize these drawings. I've never read them, but I recognize them. Oh yeah, look at that. You have kind of your just like the average one. You have the one that's incredibly angry, wearing a shirt. And then you have the tall, thin one that looks like he's kind of dopey.
Or goofy, if you will.
Goofy, if you will. I see what you did there.
Yeah, that series is phenomenal. Jeff Smith as an illustrator is incredible. And by using those three characters as analogs of Mickey, Donald, and Goofy, you immediately fall in love with these characters. And by the end of the series, you love them even more. So I know there's a weird plug that doesn't really... But I love Mickey and the Beanstalk.
How dare you plug another artist, TC? How dare you?
I love Mickey and the Beanstalk so much that it's in my desire to want more and finding that series, it just made me fall in love with it. It's worth mentioning.
Well, there you go, everybody. That was our weekly comic book plug. Next week, we'll plug how Melody Time relates to Batman. Jeez, I'm so sorry. I don't know where to go with that. One last quick thing about the Beanstalk section. I love the visual humor of right at the beginning when we were first introduced to the three of them, Mickey, Goofy, and Donald. Mm-hmm. And like they're trying to like ration off the food, and I love the idea. And I in my head, because this is how my head works, Mickey cuts bread like paper thin to the point where it's semi-transparent. Yeah. I immediately started going, could you actually cut bread that thin? Like, I started trying to think if I could do it.
Chef, it's cartoon physics. Come on now. I
was going to say, spoilers, I couldn't.
You tried.
I might have tried. But I got a lot of just crust.
Just crumbs everywhere.
Yeah. It was more trouble than it was any good. But I loved it. I thought that was really cool. And also like Mickey's salting his like one bean, he's only spitting out one salt crystal at a time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's such a great little visual gag that you don't see. This is obviously during the portion when Donald's going Norman Bates and goes to grab, Jack Torrance. Let's go with a more
there you go, Jack. Yes,
correct.
The Shining.
Yeah, The Shining. A correct.
I want to see a Donald Duck The Shining now.
Oh, wouldn't that be brilliant? Donald and Daisy.
I can't do a Donald voice.
Donald and Daisy go to a resort somewhere, and you can make it kind of funny, right? Or would you go like full blown serious, like?
No, I suppose it'd be very, very darkly funny because Huey would be the little boy, and the twins would be Dewey and Louie.
Man,
Huey. Oh, well, you could do maybe Webigail could be the kid, and then instead of twins, it's triplets.
If there's any animators out there that would love to draw that,
yeah,
I would love to see that right now. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Know what I mean? Know what I mean? Say no more. I'm sorry. I started immediately trying to think of and you call it the Downing.
The Downing.
Well, I know what I'm doing later tonight, guys. I'm going to make a poster, I think. Oh, man, alive. Wow, this episode got off track. It's 25 minutes in. We're not, I guess we have talked about it a little bit.
Quack and no play makes Donald a dull duck.
I wish I could do a Donald voice. Oh, man, that'd be so great. I started just thinking of more lines from the movie. And Goofy would be the caretaker. The guy,
yes,
the one that'd be the caretaker, right?
You got the shit in there, boy.
I love it so much. This needs to happen. Okay, so let's get back on track a little bit, everybody.
Yeah, let's talk about the other segment.
Let's talk about Bongo.
Bongo the bear.
So Bongo, I didn't really know what to expect out of it. I didn't know where it was going. The first thing I thought about, however, was I wondered if it's the same circus that Dumbo used to work at.
I had a note here of there surely was a fascination with that. Surely the heyday of circuses of Barnum and Bailey's was the 40s.
Oh yeah, because it's just like that's all over the place. Disney loved the circuses, and frankly, so generally the plot of Bongo was basically he's a bear who is he's like their biggest star, I guess, in the circus.
Yeah.
He just wants to, he longs for a life in nature, which we all know
out in the real world.
Yeah,
he would not.
He would not survive.
And he doesn't. He has a rough time that first night. One of the parts that really, really amused me was when he gently goes to sleep in the nights, and night falls, and then suddenly there's the growing noise, and he looks, and it's just a caterpillar eating a leaf.
But it's so loud until you see that. Like, that's such a great little like twist that apparently Bongo got very used to the loud engine of a train going down the tracks, and it's the caterpillar that is ridiculously loud to him. Also, Bongo had some pretty sweet digs inside that train. I'm just gonna say I don't endorse animal captivity, but his compartment looked pretty sweet. I think he had 2 windows. He did not share a room with anybody. He had a bed. I think he had a fridge. Not gonna lie, I would be okay with living on that train the rest of my life.
You got to understand, Jeff. The grass is always greener outside the train.
That's true, and that's why when I jumped off the train and I realized that it wasn't grass, it was actually just turf, I got back on the train and continued riding off happily.
So early in Bongo, I wrote a note that this, again, it feels like a movie that could have been longer. A celebrity animal in captivity who dreams of going out and being with in his natural habitat, and finally gets the opportunity. And it's not everything it cracked up to be, but then learning the ways of where he is and growing to accept it. That's the plot of Madagascar.
That's true, isn't it? So then the writers of Madagascar saw Bongo and then went, we can make a longer version of this and just add a couple more characters.
Let's just do this. Yeah.
Guys, we have Chris Rock on retainer. Let's just write something, okay?
I will say I much more enjoy Bongo the Bear than any of the Madagascar movies.
I will agree. There's one thing from the Madagascar movies I love, and then other than that, I don't care about it.
Is it the penguins?
Well, the penguins are pretty funny. I think it's in like the second one, and it's Chris Rock's the zebra. Oh man, he sings. And he sings the circus thing. He's at the but he's like afro zebra afro. I love that. That's just funny to me. I can't help myself. It's circus. Sorry.
You can't see me. You can't see me right now, but I'm shaking my head at you.
I could hear it through the headphones, TC. I just assume the secret is you're always shaking your head at me in disgust and disappointment. I'm used to it. So I will say this. I learned something from the Bongo section. The whole when a bear loves somebody or a bear loves each other, they smack themselves.
They say it with a slap.
I did not. Is that real? Is that a real thing? Because I feel like it's a real thing. I was a little confused because I didn't know that, because I was much like Bongo. I was watching it going like, oh, so Annabelle's got some serious issues if she thinks that Bongo's going to fall in love with her after she smacks him a handful of times. Like, I'm like, what? I don't get what's happening. And then they're like, oh, yeah. Then they explain it in an entire song and dance number with was it Blue? From,
it does look about 20 years before the fact. Yes, it is right. Blue the Bear.
I'm going to continue connecting all of these Disney movies together. I hope everyone listening to this podcast is aware this is a thing, okay?
And I accept that.
Okay. Mostly because there's other connections at the beginning of this film that we also need to talk about before we end the podcast. So
we're working our way backwards. We started with the second segment.
Welcome to the backwards episode. Welcome to the Memento episode, everybody, where we start at the end and work our way to the beginning. Man, we didn't really say a full-blown intro either, so I think the way this ends, I have to actually do the hello, internet dwellers, because I never said that.
I think you did. I think you did.
I might have said it.
But so Annabelle slapping Bongo is very easily the end of a second act in story structure.
Yeah.
And him wandering off sad and not understand what's going on opens a third act to meeting a whole group of bears who are kicking the crap out of each other, and him learning, hey, buddy, when you get slapped, that means they love you.
Right.
Oh, and then going back.
Meanwhile,
I'll say
Annabelle is off with the bad guy who she's with now and is basically in a relationship with against her will. She doesn't want to be with him. So, but Bongo comes back to be like, Annabelle, I love you. And then realizing like, he's like, you can't love her. I love her. That's the bad guy. General Jeremy Irons, Christopher Lloyd-esque bad guy.
That worked.
Of the 90s.
That works.
Yeah. As you would, and then it's just like a big fight, and then there's fire, and then the bad guy falls to his death. I would just assume, because that's how it would work. That's how it works.
I didn't even write that down. It is another villain who falls. That's the second, because the queen or the evil witch in Snow White fell to hers.
Correct.
And so this is number 2 falling to his death, and unless you count the live action segment, which you told me is cut out of the movie now, that means the giant also falls to his death.
Yep. That's true, because you don't have a happy ending with the giant, I would assume, in the other versions that don't have Edgar Bergen in it.
Yeah, unless he shows up for Professor Ludwig von Drake.
In kind of like the same manner, maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
Just pull up his house roof and ask if he's seen a little bear. Also, by the way, not a little bear, little mouse.
Little mouse, yeah.
Just for the record, folks, now I know I don't live out in L.A., but that skyline at the end is not L.A. Those buildings were not located in that area. I'm sorry. Though I did like the brown derby gag that he picks up the restaurant. And put, and wears it as I like that gag. I'm like, that's funny, but no one's gonna get that. It's a good gag. I'm okay with that. Anyways.
Okay, so I feel that the climax of the Bongo the Bear story, where he has to fight off the bad guy, that is a really good final battle.
Oh yeah.
That there's one set piece after another. Bongo utilizing all his circus skills and the use of his unicycle to kick this thing's butt, and then going down the river and through like the log fights. And there's a lot to this final fight that between that and the fight and escaping Monstro, those are, I think, the two of what we've seen so far, the best climaxes to a story that we've seen so far.
Right, because even with like Snow White, which had a climax, it's also a very short, fast climax. Like it's and the queen's dead. Oh
yeah,
like it just kind of happened. But I agree, it definitely this goes back to like what you were saying. You can see the feature length potential in these shorts. It's all there. They have we basically have like a Cliff Notes version of the hour and a half or 2 hour long movie. You're seeing just the key beats of the story, but that there could have been so much more involved. There could have been so much more in there. I'm actually very surprised that Bongo didn't have like sidekicks or friends, but that would have added more to the running time. I could see that in the longer version, I should say.
I did find a couple notes on the development of the feature that would have been Bongo, and he had a chimp sidekick that was friends with him in the circus. I would imagine that if they developed it now, that the chimp would also escape with him and be a complete fish out of water. Where kind of where Alex and I can't remember what the zebra and the lion in Madagascar, kind of their dynamic of we need to get back home versus I love it here.
Right, because this is not our home. That's not where the monkey would strive, if the monkey had joined Bongo.
I'm from the jungle. This is a forest. This is ridiculous.
This is completely different. How? And that would be the gag in the movie. Because nowadays you would get a very sarcastic story arc. The characters would be very just kind of jokey with each other. And I feel like the monkey probably would be voiced by, I don't know.
Aziz Ansari.
Yes, I'd be okay with that. Holy cow. I'd be okay. Man, this is the jungle. I'm from a jungle. This is the forest. This is completely different. Not the same thing.
Man. There you go. Oh man, and then Bongo can be voiced by Chris Pratt, and the mentor older bear he meets that tells him how to do things like this. This is how what it means when a girl that's done by Nick Offerman.
Yep. Son, this is what it means when you love a person. You slap him upside the head. Don't know why. We've been doing it for years. Anyways, oh man. So basically, Bongo, the feature-length modern Bongo, is a Parks and Rec reunion. Is what it is.
Hey,
but I'm okay with this.
I want it.
Okay, so we have developed 2 movies tonight, TC. One for each of these 45-minute shorts that we just watched.
Man.
And I would watch the crap out of either of them because those would both be fantastic films. Wow.
Both the Bongo segment and Mickey and the Beanstalk have some really, really fun animation. The circus spitting out and getting sucked back into the train.
Yep.
The squeaking animals laughing at Bongo as he tries to climb the tree. A lot of the animated gags like you don't fall until you look down stuff from Bongo. And then Mickey, Goofy, and Donald really just thriving at the top of their game. These animated characters have a history of character to them.
Right.
That both of these segments have some really, really wonderful moments.
My favorite animation moment out of the entire thing, outside of that's a visual gag, the Goofy bailing the water pit, Bart, that was just, I love that gag. But my favorite piece of animation was actually from the live action segment.
Oh, okay.
And it's when Edgar Bergen asks Charlie to use his imagination.
Mm-hmm.
And Charlie starts thinking, and it's like a thought bubble cartoon that has
She's like
yeah, and it's like the bubble grows, and when it grows, the scene inside of it kind of billows out and kind of like has like a breathing motion to it, and it changes and it moves. It was fascinating to look at because I sat watching that going, how do you draw? What? Oh, that poor animator. I don't know how he did that because it was so well done. It was a beautiful, like real fluidity look to it. That was just, I hadn't seen that in these Disney films as of, where we're at in the list. Like I hadn't seen that level of very cartoony, because obviously we've seen some very beautiful animation in like Fantasia and just any of the ones we've really watched have some really beautiful animation to them. But like this just had a really awesome cartoony, bubbly look to it that I loved it. And I almost rewound it and watched it again. Rewound because I'm a child of the 80s, and apparently I'm watching a VHS tape. My goodness, that is just going to be in my lexicon until I die.
Well, I guess what would it be called anyway? Like what do you do when is it backtracking? Like what do you call it when you need to reverse a film?
Yeah, I suppose because you're rewinding the movie. But it's funny that that's a term now. That's
right, because
it's an outdated lexicon.
Because it's physically you wind something back. So
right.
Yeah, what do you call it? Tracking backwards?
I think I always just been like, go back.
Go back.
Reverse.
Go back.
Reverse it. I don't know. Just reverse and then zoom and enhance. We're not going
Sorry,
there.
I've derailed here.
Oh, what else is new, TC? That's what we do. That's what we do on this podcast. So I wanted to briefly talk about, since we discussed Mickey and the Beanstalk and Bongo, I feel like we should probably at least briefly talk about the wraparounds.
Oh, surely.
That connects
Jiminy Cricket is in this movie.
Jiminy Cricket's in this movie. Contrary to what we have not talked about, he is in this film. And
well, he starts the movie when we went reverse, so go ahead.
That is true. And Cleo's in it.
Oh, that's right.
From Pinocchio.
I had that's like the second note in my book. I wrote Jiminy Cricket, Cleo.
And then I was very curious to know if the cat that meows at him is an older Figaro. Same colors, same kind of look to him.
Figaro was a kitten,
right? In Pinocchio, and obviously, here's the big thing. This obviously takes place because when Jiminy Cricket goes across the street, and then when the giant leaves at the end, they're in Hollywood.
Yeah, I was going to point that out there.
So my first question was until that point, because again, I didn't know that was coming. I'm like, so is this in Geppetto's workshop? Like, has this been 15 years? Did Geppetto buy a new house and modernize everything he had? I guess. I don't know. But obviously not so much because that was very Italian and they had records And we had already established
Yeah.
that was way before then. So then I started being like, well, then how is Cleo still alive? Of course, how is Jiminy Cricket still alive?
Well, we kind of touched on that in Pinocchio. Jiminy Cricket is an unreliable narrator.
Oh, that's true.
Which he is. I was once homeless on the streets, and I snuck into a house of a puppet maker, and a doll came to life. And oh, the adventure I had! Right. So if we stay in that line of thought that Jiminy Cricket is essentially someone who spins some tall tales, then surely we can believe that he would make up. Yeah, sure, I was alive in the 1700s in Germany, and now I'm in Hollywood. Crickets have very long lives.
It's also very funny that he, in this movie, sneaks into a house and starts befriending a doll.
Right. Which he talks to both of those dolls as though they are like gonna come to life. So clearly Jiminy is still drunk.
Jiminy has had one too many Johnny Walkers and is just walking around drunk telling stories.
Let me tell you one about there's these puppets that,
like, yeah,
you know
Mr.
what?
Cricket, Mr. Cricket, we've heard this story.
No, there's two this time.
Oh, there's two this time. Yep, that's right. And what about the big whale from the last time? Yep.
No, this time there's a giant. Okay. And
okay. Is the giant related to a whale?
They have the same name. See, there's Willie the Giant and Willie the Whale, let me tell you a story.
And then you proceed to tell me a story about a bear that escapes from the circus. Meanwhile, I'm here just wrapping my fingers on the table, being like, where's Willie the Giant coming in? Oh, that's right. I got this.
Willie comes later. And so this is TC talking and not drunk Jiminy Cricket.
I like drunk Jiminy Cricket.
In the development of Mickey and the Beanstalk, one of the storyboards has Mickey getting the beans from Honest John, the fox. Yep.
See, that would have been a perfect. Now, again, you would have had to dedicate probably like 5 minutes of the short to that.
If it was a feature, then lovely little callback there. If it had been Honest John, that would have been awesome.
Oh yeah, definitely, because it's and here's the thing: you look at it this way, that entire story could very well have taken place in the exact same time frame as Pinocchio.
Yeah. Oh,
sure. There's nothing that says that.
Yeah, it's definitely a Once Upon a Time. It could easily fit in the same Once Upon a Time as Pinocchio, just in a different area of the world, I suppose.
Right. See, now what they need to do is they need to make this movie nowadays. So when he goes to the village, he passes a lot of like characters from other Disney films. I want I want like a Die Another Day, like Bond 20. For the Disney films, where it's one Disney movie that literally encapsulates references and characters from all the Disney movies.
If there was anything that could do it, you're right. You're picking a good one. I think Mickey and the Beanstalk would be an opportunity to play in the realms of other movies. Well, it's not the same thing exactly, but that's House of Mouse, the series on Disney, is a way to bring in all the Disney characters from everywhere, the cartoons, the shows, and the movies. But I've said it before, and I want to continue to say it so that if in fact I'm right, I can wear that merit badge of rightness that I think I said it in the second episode of the series of the podcast we've done here. The 100th animated Disney film is going to be Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Yeah.
That's my prediction. If we live long enough to see it, the 100th movie will be the Snow White again with everything they had hoped they could have done the first time.
And because this is who I am, and you know this, I've already mentioned it, I like connecting things. They would purposefully put in Easter eggs.
Oh yeah, you'd see Rapunzel, you'd see Elsa, you'd see Ariel, you'd see Belle. Like they'd find a way.
They'd find a way to make them be in the movie. You would have Honest John, right?
Yes.
Sorry, I still don't know their character names. This is ridiculous.
If you want to know his full name, it's Honest John Foulfellow.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But like you would have those characters in there, or you would have you'd have like Gaston walking the street, and Aladdin would be a little harder to do, but you could easily you could make those connections. Any of the fairy tale princesses could be in this in that world, and it would be a nice little, like we said, it'd be a nice little like do Snow White the way that Disney wanted it, so it'd be great for him and his legacy. And then B, it would, if they went that direction where they put those connections to their previous works, maybe not everything, because that's a lot of movies in 100.
That is a lot of movies.
But you could still like achieve, like it would just be fun for the fans to be like, you know what, y'all think we make these movies connected? Well, here, figure this one out. They're all in the same city. How about that, huh?
Now, time travel, the genie's involved. It's magic. that is the fun of Kingdom Hearts, is getting to visit Peter Pan and Tarzan and all the Disney worlds in some capacity. That is what the fun of the Kingdom Hearts games is. That's what the fun is. There you go.
We'd get there eventually, and we got there.
So I think it's pretty apparent. It's worth mentioning, though, there isn't much to this movie. You can just look how many tangents we've taken in this episode. Yeah. Relating back to the movie we just watched, but we're spending a lot of time fantasizing about what could have been or what could be, and that's of all the movies we've seen so far, this one struggles in living up to what some of these other ones have. The Make Mine Music was a fabulous package movie, because it was all these really well done shorts, really, really well paced and planned and set up, and even the slow parts, we gave credit to them where they were due. And this one, it feels incomplete to me. It still has some great stuff to it, but it feels incomplete to me. I mean, Jeff, what do you think?
I agree, and I feel like that's the downfall of this particular one. And maybe does that, you think, have something to do with why it kind of it doesn't even have as much attention as like Make Mine Music? I feel like Make Mine Music almost gets a little more attention than this one does in some instances. Is it because of the fact that it is two incomplete stories? Like, yeah,
this one really feels like they cut as many corners they could to produce this content, and it's disappointing as much as it is fun. It's disappointing because you really can see the potential of both of these segments. The Jiminy Cricket stuff is cute. They actually used 2 cut songs from Pinocchio for Jiminy. They gave Jiminy songs that they were planning on using and couldn't find for a place for in Pinocchio. Fun and Fancy Free, the title song, was intended for Pinocchio. So they repurposed it here for Jiminy. And the burger stuff with the puppets is very much a tacked on. I much would have rather have heard Sterling Holloway narrate Mickey and the Beanstalk.
I saw there is a version of it narrated by him.
Oh, is there? Oh,
yes.
Man, I'm gonna have to look for that.
Because where was it? I stumbled across it. Right here. A second version of the short was produced, replacing Bergen with the narration by Sterling Holloway as a standalone short in such venues as the 1980s TV show Good Morning Mickey.
Oh, excellent. All right, cool. Then I will get my wish.
Yep. So there is a version that is narrated by him. Because you know what? The sad thing is after these last couple of them, that is the one thing that's missing. And he would be perfect to narrate the Mickey and the Beanstalk. That would just be fitting.
Particularly because the narration segments we've seen from Sterling so far, he does a lot of meta humor. Like a lot of wordplay and puns, and then they started bailing out the water. Hey, Goofy, bailing! I said bailing out the water, bailing out the water. There we go.
Oh, see, that would be brilliant. That would just be such a better version, I guess. Now, again, not saying this is bad. Don't get me wrong. This one was not bad.
No.
And we'll talk about that in a minute when we discuss where it's at on our list.
Now I can't surprise you with surprise attack with you.
See what I did there? I beat you. I guess, so speaking of that, real quick, why don't we just do that? TC?
Yeah. Where on my list? Okay.
Where on your list is this movie?
I will preface by saying, of the 9 movies we've watched so far, we have not seen a bad movie.
Nope.
Every one of these movies has been good or better. And they've all been good for different reasons. Pinocchio will still stay on the top spot because it as we've said, it feels the most complete. It was the most ambitious in terms of its art and its style and its structure, and it had more story. And then you work your way down the list to some of these other movies that are still great. Fun and Fancy Free is not as good as Make Mine Music. Though I did criticize the slow points of Make Mine Music, I'm putting Fun and Fancy Free. It's between that and Three Caballeros. I'm going to put it below Make Mine Music and I don't know.
Because TC, once you say it, it's locked in stone forever,
It's
and you're
locked
well
in
aware.
stone, and
That's
I cannot renegotiate my list.
It's locked in stone like a sword would be.
We'll get
that
there.
joke will be funny in like 20 episodes.
So Three Caballeros. I really liked the drawing of. Okay, and then Saludos Amigos. Jeff, I don't know. This is a struggle. This makes great audio listening to me think out loud.
Just going.
Because it's so close. It's always such a. It's what particularly edges it out over the other. Those puppets are so creepy. Oh. Okay, because we clearly devoted the majority of this episode on wishful thinking and fantasy of what these movies could be if we were given the time machine and the budget to go help make these movies.
Right.
I am going to put it at number 8.
Number
just
8.
Just above Dumbo.
Oh, that poor Dumbo, just getting crapped on constantly.
Sorry, Dumbo.
Well, I'm glad you went first because that gave me time to think about my answer.
And mock me.
And mock you.
Ooh, you son of a bongo bear.
That's who I am. Oh, don't hit him, Bongo. I went Irish. I was trying to do Sterling Holloway, and I did Irish instead. That's not the same. So I thought about this one, and I realized that, you make a good point, TC. You make a lot of good points that we did spend a lot of time wishing these were longer and not necessarily better, but just there more to them because there was so much potential.
More,
and
more
waste of
fulfilling.
potential.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. I do agree with you on that. And that's the reason why it's not my number 2. Because so when I watch these, any of the podcasts that I generally do, I always take notes.
Right.
My franchise I did that for, Bottom of the Barrel I would do that for, and I would occasionally find a movie where like after a certain point I would really get into it and I would stop taking notes. Because I was just enjoying the movie. I wasn't distracted by other things. This one, I found myself doing that. My notes, I have a crap ton of notes for Bongo, but then my last note is Goofy bailing the water into the boat. And then it's just nothing. That's like 15 minutes before the end of the movie. Like I just stopped caring about taking notes.
And watching the movie.
I was just watching
you focused on the film, yeah.
Right. So, because of that, because it actually, I was entertained because I really love the Mickey and the Beanstalk segment. As creepy as Edgar Bergman and Charlie McCarthy are, it's still funny. But again, that's me. That's the guy that likes Abbott and Costello and Red Skelton and, Bing Crosby and Bob Hope, Martin Lewis, like all of them. So it's that.
Alan
it's
Thicke.
Yes. Alan Thicke. Anyways, because of that, I really enjoyed the second half. Bongo I was okay with, but I liked the second half of it.
Okay.
This is my number 5.
Okay, I thought you were going to go higher. I was actually anticipating you to drop it in like the 3 spot or something.
I was heavily debating on the 3, and then I was like, no, okay, because Pinocchio is still just a brilliant mix of a great film. Three Caballeros is awesome. That's a personal thing for me. You know, it's my childhood was that movie. Snow White, I can understand like the I'm trying to think of what the actual word to use for this. Just the actual like innovation and the work that went into making the first animated film. Right. Bambi was well done emotionally, but it's like those are the reason why it's not higher. Is because I still can look at it overall and be like, yeah, that does edge out the film, not by much, mind you. Snow White and Bambi in my book are tied technically. This comes in right underneath
no ties.
Well, no, like if like the margin of difference, we're talking like it's like out of 100, Snow White would be like 99 and Bambi's like a 98.5. Like it's so close they could be the same. So close, but not. But I would definitely put this movie in at least the second half of the film. I would definitely watch that before Fantasia again.
Oh, wow. All right.
And so it's my number 5.
I like how different our lists are. I always say lists are tough because, as you were just saying, some of them only edge each other out by like just minute details. Oftentimes, though, you have to take into account what's happening when you're watching the movie, what's on your mind while you're watching it, how well does it allow you to escape, how does nostalgia play a part into it. So I'm curious how the listeners, if any of the listeners gave the movie a watch, or if they caught it on YouTube or Amazon, or if they just have fond memories of it. And certainly you can comment on the Facebook page, or you can tweet at me and Jeff at Random Bell at TC's Big Head and let us know, how was Fun and Fancy Free for you?
Right. Is it better than Make My Music, or is it something that you could? I'm assuming a lot more people. Fun and Fancy Free is a little more open to people watching it than Make My Music, because Make My Music, if you don't like 40s music, you're not going to care about this at all. You know, whereas like this movie seems to be a little more approachable. That's the word I was kind of looking for earlier. And because it's Mickey, Goofy, and Donald for half the film. Come on, like
you can't go wrong there.
You can't go wrong. Donald tries killing a cow with an axe. People, come on, it's hilarious.
They pin him to the ground with a pitchfork around the neck. It's amazing.
Yes, it's amazing, just like all good friends would do. So, but yeah. So, TC, was there any other final thoughts you had regarding the Fun and Fancy Free, our number 9 movie?
Let's see. I didn't chat. Well, we mentioned that the trope of the villain falling to their death happens 1.5 times in here, depending on which version of the giant.
That's true. Yeah, depending on what version of Mickey and the Beanstalk you see, and whether or not the giant actually comes back at the end, there may be more than just that one.
There was also, during the Bongo segment, a Goofy scream.
Yes, which threw me for a loop, because I'm like, oh wait, is this when Goofy shows up? Because I didn't know, I didn't know he was in the Mickey and the Beanstalk. I knew he was in it. I just didn't know where. But yeah, wait a minute, Goofy? Oh no, not Goofy.
Yeah, Goofy didn't have the Goofy scream. The mean bear falling off the waterfall did.
The random mean bear. Like, come on.
But those are a couple of tropes that we had in here, and there is no theory to be had of either of these films that I can. My connections, which I'm debating about, because I'll just bring them up while we talk. I debated about like turning the theory section into a connections when there's not movies that that have any like real good theories. And we already talked about the way this is connected, and it's me telling stories to you.
Oh, drunk Jiminy Cricket. I was going to call you Jiminy Glick, and then Jiminy Cricket.
Let me tell you a thing or two about me.
You sound like a great person.
Let me tell you about a puppet.
You look like you need a friend that eats a lot of food. But can you really find a man that likes a puppet. There's a generation of people that just think we're doing really bad Heath Ledger Joker impersonations right now. And
See,
not.
now I want a Heath Ledger Joker voiced by Jiminy Glick.
You could do it. That'd be brilliant, actually.
Let me tell you how I got these scars.
I was eating one too many creme brulees, and I had a knife in my... Okay. So, now that we've tangent 3 times for 3 different topics, and it was a very productive episode, let me quickly talk about what is next time, because there's a little bit different. TC, I know we brought it up on the podcast, right? What we're doing when we reach 10?
I don't believe we have, but it's
Should
worth
we do
mentioning
that right now?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
So next time, our movie for number 10, the 10th movie on this list is the 1948 film Melody Time. Another one of those that I have not seen. So that's 2 back to back. I've never seen Melody Time. The one after that, I've seen Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. But Melody Time would be the next one. Another one of our little package films. This one looks like it's a little more akin to maybe not Make Mine Music, but it looks like it's got a handful of short stories in it, and not just 2.
Yeah. It's
so.
Not.
So that'll be kind of interesting to see. I don't know. The Legend of Johnny Appleseed. This might be one of those that maybe I saw this in elementary school when I was little, and I don't remember it.
Yeah, well, to be watched, of course.
To be watched,
there's some fun stuff in here, but it'll be our 10th movie.
Our 10th movie. So now TC, TC and I had talked about this early on off mic about what we would do since we are ranking these films, right? Actually, TC, you'll explain it a lot better than I will, so you explain it, please.
If we were going to continue to rank these movies on our 1 to whatever movie we're on, we'd eventually... half the podcast would be devoted to ordering these things and explaining the order. And you see how hard it is for us to kind of hem and haw over what we're going to pick when we only have 9 options, let alone 30, let alone 50.
Exactly.
So what I proposed to Jeff, and he supported, and what we're going to do is we are going to watch, once we hit our 10 spot, the 10th movie on this list, we will have our ranked 1 through 10. Then we are going to start over again with our ranking. So our 11th movie will be our first movie in the new set of 10, and we will rank those 10. And as we do that for each 10 films leading up to whenever this podcast series ends, we will have 5 or 6 number 1 films that we will then rank in a 1 to 6 order.
Basically, we just felt like that made it so much simpler because, yes, TC, I would agree. Well, again, like you just said, look how long it took us to talk about it this episode. And that's out of 9 movies. Where does this one go? I couldn't imagine. We would have to figure it out off camera or off mic.
Off mic. Yeah, we wouldn't be spending all our time going, well, I don't know, it should go here, maybe it should go here,
and becoming drunk Jiminy Glick. Yes, I said drunk Jiminy Glick. I'm just combining them all together.
Listen, when you refer to me, you say it's my face, Jeff. I am Jiminy Glick it. So anyhow, we'll have our 10. We will have our first 10. We will have them ranked. We'll have our number 1 spot. Which, unless Melody Time blows the doors off the place, we're looking at Pinocchio finishing off this first 10 at the number 1 slot.
Right.
And then a bit of a tournament style. Pinocchio will then go up against the next number 1.
Yep, it'll be kind of fun. Obviously, not much will change, or nothing really big will happen next time for next episode, except for it being the end of our first 10 films, which then I will also change on the Facebook page. Again, for those of you who are keeping up or listening to this podcast, I keep a nice list of our movies ranked on the Facebook page. That's facebook.com/topshelfpod. There's a note right there for it, and I update that every time the episode goes live. We record this a couple days ahead of time, so I have to restrict restrained myself from updating it early. I don't want to spoil it. Yeah, exactly. But either way, so that's on there, so you guys can keep track of it and figure out and see where we're at and see what ones we like, which ones, how that would differ from what you like. And then just as we go along, it'll be an easier way for everybody to see what movies are going into our final 5 or 6. Yeah. Because by the time we're done with this, there probably is like 12 more Disney animated films that'll be out. So it's so hard to know.
So with that said, like we mentioned already, next week is going to be Melody Time, which I will say once again, you could access this on YouTube, but Jeff, if this is streaming somewhere, speak now, or lest me look like.
What are you talking about? You didn't like the fact that I just chimed in at the end with that last time? So it's not streaming on anywhere, but it is available on DVD on Amazon. $12 actually to buy it. Oof. So yeah, you can get it used for $3. It looks like. Click. All right, there you go. And but no, so it's not streaming. Unfortunately, not like Make Mine Music, or not Make Mine Music. Yeah. The one we're in currently, Fun and Fancy Free.
Fun and Fancy Free. But with that said, I believe we've reached the end of the episode. I did not have any tweets this week, and
I didn't notice
either.
So
I didn't notice any comments. So unless you folks want to somehow subliminally send us a message right now, hold for a beat. Jeff farted. Oh,
yeah. I'm sorry. I couldn't. I tried too hard. This is our family show, TC.
I think that will do it for us tonight. Then
fantastic. Well, as always, TC, it's fun doing these. I hope everybody who is listening is enjoying these shows, these episodes, and I'm well aware that this is a type of a program that people can pick and choose episodes, but hopefully we've done some episodes, and maybe there's movies that we've already watched that you haven't watched, just like me, and are now going back and watching them
Checking
as well.
Them out.
So yeah, it'd be great. A lot of fun. It'll be a lot of fun to do this, and I'm looking forward to the next 40 or whatever of these things. We're getting out of the war. We only have 2 more of these package films, and then we're hitting like glory day of Disney, like old school glory days. And
the development of the post-war has begun on the first of the new classic, like the next classic Disney. So
I was
going to
say,
look right now.
They mentioned Cinderella real quick. Last thing as we're leaving, they mentioned Cinderella in this one, and it's because Cinderella was in development already.
Mm-hmm. The harp, in fact, kind of looks like her in a way.
So it's like, that's kind of cool. Like you can see it's coming, and you can see the style is there. We're getting there. We're so close, people. It's gonna be so exciting. But until then, next time, Melody Time, 1948. Let's have some fun with that. And with that, TC, my sign off goes here.
And mine does too. Bye, everybody.
Fantastic. Bye, everybody. This has been a production of Ghost Hat Media, proud member of the Ghost Hat Network. Find them online at www.ghosthat.net.
I like the ending.